Question 12, proportion. Y is proportional to x squared. Now we need to put this into an expression, so we need to say y is equal to some constant times x squared. We have two values, so we can say 4 is equal to k times by 0.5 squared. And to find k, I'm going to do 4 divided by 0.5 squared. And again, using the calculator, I find that that equals 16. So k equals 16. I can replace this in the expression to find that y is equal to 16 times by x squared. To fill in this table, if I'm looking for a y value, I know that y is equal to 16x squared, and I know the x value is 3, so I know that y is equal to 16 times 3 squared, so then I can work that out using the calculator. 16 times 3 squared, so y is equal to 144. In the reverse, I am going to use the same formula, y equals 16x squared, but this time I know that 6,400 is equal to 16 times x squared. I need to divide by 16 to find x squared, and then I will square root that answer to find x. So this gives me 400 as x squared, which when I square root will give me that it is equal to 20. So a cuboid has length x plus 5, width x plus 4, and height 6. The surface area equals 205. So I have a cuboid with length x plus 5, width x plus 4, and a height of 6. They tell me about the surface area. That means I need to use the formula for surface area to try and find an expression similar to this one. So for this face, I would have x plus 5 times by 6. For this face, I'm going to have x plus 4 times by 6. And for the top face, I would have x plus 5 times by x plus 4. Now obviously in a cuboid, I will need 2 of each of those faces. So this one gives me 6x plus 30. This one gives me 6x plus 24. Using FOIL on this expression, I find that x squared plus 9x plus 20. I've simplified the 5x plus 4x together in one go. I need to times each of these by 2. So that will give me 18x plus 60. This will give me, not 18 at all, 12x. This will give me 12x plus 48. And this will give me 2x squared plus 18x plus 40. Now, surface area means that 12x plus 60 plus 12x plus 48 plus 2x squared plus 18x plus 40 equals the 205 they've told me. I now need to just collect like terms and rearrange this, and hopefully it will come exactly the same as that. So I've got 2x squared. 12x plus 12x is 24x, plus 18x gives me 42x. I then have plus 40, and this is equal to 205. Now they want it equal to 0, so that means the 205 will have to go over and subtract, which will lead to 2x squared plus 42x minus 57 equals 0. So I have satisfied the equation. Use the formula method to solve the equation. So A will be 2, B will be 42, and C will be minus 57. So the formula is x equals minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all divided by 2a. So I get x equals minus 42 plus or minus the square root of 42 squared minus 4 times 2 times minus 57 all divided by 2 times 2. So before I split this, I'm going to say that this is minus 42 plus or minus the square root of, I'm going to work this bit out first, 42 squared minus 4 times 2 times minus 57, which gives me 2,220 divided by 4. So I have two options. X equals minus 42 plus the square root of 2,220 divided by 4, or x equals minus 42 minus the square root of 2,220 divided by 4. Again, using the calculator, minus 42 plus the square root of 2,220 divided by 4 gives me 1.28 to 2 decimal places as requested, and then minus 42, subtract the square root of 2,220 2,200, sorry, divided by 2 gives me x equal to minus 44.45. And that is the answer. So part C, write the dimensions of the cuboid. So the three lengths of the cuboid were x plus 4, x plus 5, and 6. Now, of the two x values, we can't have a negative length, so we're going to use the 1.28. So that's going to give me x was 1.28, so I'm going to get 5.28, 6.28, and the 6 we already had. Question 14, calculate the mean. So to find the mean, we're going to add up all the numbers and divide by how many there are. 48 plus 26 plus 82 plus 34 plus 56 plus 86 plus another 56 plus 24 plus 72 plus 63, which is 547. There were 10 people asked, so we're going to divide by 10, which will give us 54.7 for the mean, ignoring standard deviation as that is no longer on the course. 2 marks were added to each pupil. So there are two ways of working out the new mean. The long method would be to add 2 onto each of these numbers and then divide that total by 10. However, if every number is going up by 2, then we can see that the average and therefore the mean will also just raise by 2. So that's 56.7. Final question. As soon as you see triangles and there are no right angles, we need to be thinking sine and cosine rule. So we want to find ABC. That's the angle down here. So that's this triangle we're looking at now. For sine and cosine rule, we need more information than just what we've got here. Therefore, we're going to use this triangle to find this side, which I'm going to refer to as x. If I have two sides and the angle between, then we are looking at cosine rule. Always label the side we want A. So A squared equals, so if this is A, we're going to say B and C, for example, 37 squared plus 52 squared minus 2 times 37 times 52 times the cos of 19. Again, we have a calculator to work this out, so take advantage and use the calculator. Bear in mind these formulas are given to you on the front of the paper, so you do not need to memorize them. So that bit gives me this, and then I'm going to take away and I'm going to type that bit in separately. 2 times 37 times 52 times cos 19. That is 3638.35. Leaving that display on the calculator, I'm going to subtract it from the 3700, which gives me A squared equals 89.644. And again, keeping the display, I am then going to square root my answer to find that A is 9.47 to 2 decimal places. I now know this side here, so I have 9.47. I'm now going to use this triangle and the sine rule as I have two matching pairs to find this angle. Again, change the side you want to be A. And as I'm looking for an angle, I'm going to say that sine A divided by A must be equal to sine B divided by B, which must also be equal to sine C divided by C. Sine A is what I'm looking for. A, I now know, is 9.47. I have no information about B or sine B, so I'm going to ignore that part. Sine C will be the sine of 47 and divided by the side C, which is 28. Rearranging my formula, I find that sine A equals sine 47 times 9.47 divided by 28. So the sine of A equals sine 47 times 9.47 divided by 28 equals 0.247 ... So then using shift and sine on my calculator, I find that A is 14.3 degrees.